All right, we are live on Facebook. Welcome, everybody. And hi, Mickey. How are you today?
Hello, hello, hello. Hi.
All right, I'm making sure everything is working. So yes, it's recording. Yes, it's on Facebook. So for all of you out there in Facebook land, give us a comment so we know who's on. Yeah. So up front, I want to tell people, and I don't know exactly how the meditation is going to go off. It will, though. I have a plan. But I have a dog in the house that is very barky today. I'm having some work done, and she's a little skittish about the guys being around. And every noise she hears, she barks. So if she barks during the meditation, I will do some kind of a special, you're not going to be bothered by any outside sounds, blah, blah, blah. But if you hear her, it's just because she's barky today. She's going to
She's,
start. There she is.
yeah, but
Somebody,
she's
well, they're pulling in
smart.
the driveway. She can hear them, and
She's
she's barking.
what's we're supposed to hear today.
So for anybody that wants to know, that's Maddie. Come
Well,
here,
Maddie,
Maddie. Come here,
she's
Maddie.
helping us. She's
Wait,
the
I'm gonna
sound
show you
effect.
guys. Oh, she's running away. Come here, you.
She's our sound effects person today.
I'm not mad at you. You're gonna meet all the people. Here, this is Maddie. There's Maddie.
Hello,
Hi,
love
Maddie.
her stuff.
That's
Oh,
my
she's
girl,
so
my little
cute.
Ewok.
She's
So
adorable.
she's little, but she's got a mighty little bark. Oh, she's cooing. She's going.
She's our sound effects engineer
She
today.
is, and I'm gonna put her down now. But if anybody, that's what you're hearing. I think she's gaining weight.
But she was supposed to be part of the sounds we hear today.
I think so, and I will, when I do our induction, I will work that part into it. That everything
If
you
it
hear
was
is,
true, it can be happening.
yeah, it's exactly right. Yeah, she's always been very good during meditations, but there's a lot happening at my house right now, just so people know.
Especially the astrological weather says that there's a lot happening in everybody's house.
Do tell, Mickey.
Well, I had what I was supposed to say. I got that over a week ago. However, moments before it was time for me to go get ready, it was like, wait, write this. No, wait a minute. No, write this right now. So we had an addendum or, breaking news. And it said, the title was Urges or Us. you know?
Yes.
And it was about how, and it had happened to me a few hours ago. I was getting all kinds of different urge to this, urge to do that, and so forth, led to, and they were things that were not part of my normal schedule. They were, asides, so to speak. And so I started to become aware that, wait a minute, what? Because I'm like, what are all these urges? Why do I have the urge to do this? Why do I have the urge? And then I heard not a voice, I heard a chorus saying, urges are us. What are you talking about? That's from an old Crazy Eddie commercial. Um,
I remember those.
you will not be undersold. But
Honest
anyway,
to God, yeah.
that was the vibe of what I was hearing. And it says, oh, finally, so you're paying attention. Well, yeah, what are you talking about? Well, urges are us, sign the management. What management? We're the management. Well, who is we? We're yourselves and your systems. And we've been trying to get your blankety blanket attention for a long time. So you're finally hearing us. Yes. Okay. I got it. I realized. And it was on and on about the fact that some of the twinges, I'm reading this right from here, some of the twinges we often feel like an annoying mystery. What's this? Blah, 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 blah. Actually, They are the less understood and usually ignored message requests and notifications from ourselves and our system. We're down here on the minute level and we see what's going on in your cellular level. Pay attention. So they wanted to be heard. They wanted me to understand the connection between what they're trying to tell us about what's going on, where they're at, because they're inside, they're seeing it all. And they wanted me to understand the connection between what they're going through and how it feels to me. And when we're not sure what's going on and we're in the dark, so to speak, their thing is, well, we're not in the dark. We've been trying to tell you such and such and such and such. So I paid attention to some of the urges I had for what to eat. I mean, I ordered my groceries. I pretty well knew what I was going to fix this week and blah, blah, blah. But the messages I was following were for me to eat quite differently. So I did that. And I noticed a very pronounced change in how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I didn't manage to do anything about is the blankety blanking insomnia. That's part of menopause, I've been told.
Could be.
I've been told that by several doctors that yes, and a lot of the people sitting in the waiting rooms agree with me. Oh yeah, I'm not sleeping either. We're sleeping, but we're sleeping at very different hours. And
Mm-hmm.
because we're people who are generally retired, we finally have a chance to follow our internal clock. Whatever messages we are getting about whether we're sleepy or not, we can finally pay attention instead of saying, nope, nope, I gotta go to work. Nope, nope, I gotta.
Mm-hmm.
So I was told that this is the second in a long series of things that have to do with what we said before about so what. And I laughed out loud because 2 days ago, I turned on Bashar and his theme was, today I'm going to tell you about so what. And I almost fell off the chair. So that's what I'm up to. Now, I do have the other stuff to talk about, but that'll come in a little while. The main part of that came so early was to consider the fact that you are, for the generations that come after you, your daughters and granddaughters and great grands and so forth, for the generations that come after you, you are the ancestor of change. This stuff we're learning about how to look at things differently and all about what Seth said and so forth. This is a major change that's coming in and taking over awareness all over the planet. And that's us. That's you to your relatives. You're the one that brought change. You're bringing this whole generational awakening. So pat yourself on the back because you're here and we're listening and we're talking and we're trying to understand a very different way of going about living. you know? So
And,
this is us.
yes, and almost every, major teacher, Dolores Cannon said it all the time that, we were the first wave and that we
Yes,
came here to help people with the change. So in doing that, we had to be the change first. And
exactly.
we are
So we're doing
starting,
learning.
yeah, we are starting to feel it because there's so many more of us now that are awakening to this.
We're the earthly lab rats who get to try the new medicine before anybody else.
Well, I don't know. I don't like being a lab rat.
I
But
think it's been very nice
it,
so
it,
far.
it is exactly what we're doing, though you're right.
All
Yeah,
I had to do was exist in that little cell and
yeah,
read stuff. They just hand you one book after another.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I know. I was handed them all at one time.
Well, luckily I didn't get mine that way,
Yes.
but
Yeah. Yeah, you had
they
time
just
to
handing you one
assimilate it.
after another.
Yeah,
Oh
nice.
gosh, wow. So here we
So,
are, very
right. So,
strange November.
yeah, now this is Halloween night, and
Yes,
the new moon is actually on November 1st. So we are talking about the Scorpio new moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on
Yeah.
there?
Well, it's just the same thing that's been building up for a week. It's actually not acting new. It wants us to think new because this is all about feelings and very, very intense feelings. But that's going to go on until right through the end of November and through December. It's the thing, it's not so much the new moon, it's that this is the tail end, the butt end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, the new moon would have all the attention, but not this time. The attention is all about this massive change, and we are very deeply in it. Pluto said, no, you got to consider me first. And it's doing a lot of tapping of the planets on the noggin and saying, this is what you're going to do. Now, it's been pulling that into being for several months, but it's official now. We're locked into a Pluto thing that's going to go on straight through 25.
Okay.
All right. So the new moon, which is all about your new feelings and emotions and what's going to set up for the month, this time it's all about telling you start putting your ducks in a row
Mm-hmm.
because there's some heavy stuff coming down. It's all about change. They're good changes, but they do disrupt what you knew.
Of course. Sure.
Some of us deal better than others with that.
Yes, some
so,
of us do.
so whether you think it's good or bad depends on how you take life.
Mm-hmm.
Are you living with an attitude of anticipation? Or are you going, oh no, not this? It's, oh no. You
Mm-hmm.
need to get rid of that, come out of it, and start to lean forward and really look at the changes that are trying to smack you in the face. You know, I noticed that the disruptive things I've felt in the last 3 or 4 days, my lesson was all about so what? So, in the face of each disruption, I stuck to that. And I noticed that within minutes, something better came along that I had no idea was
Mm.
even going to be there. If
Okay.
I had gone insisted on doing what I had planned for my life, then it would have gone a lot less happily than what my higher self had figured out to do for me. And that has been really funny. You know, I was also getting some lessons, slaps from my higher self about me being so isolated and stuff. And so I made agreements to actually have people come in and we were going to do this and that. We are going to have dinner. And I was like, okay, okay. And within 2 days of me accepting it and saying, all right, I'm going to do this. I understand what you're trying to teach me. And then they called up and said, I hate to say this, but I'm going to have to cancel. So as soon as
Oh.
I accepted
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
go with the flow, both parties canceled
So
within a week of
so
each
you
other.
took the urge, you followed it, you let spirit take charge, and then they let you be home alone as you wanted anyway.
While I was home alone as I wanted, they put through a couple of other things that I had wanted and thought I couldn't have or had to wait for, and they all came
And
all
they
of a
all
sudden.
came to
Now,
fruition.
had I been bitching and moaning about I can't sleep, what's the matter? Because I was up, the surprises that came to the door found me awake and sitting there to open the door.
Wonderful. I
And I
love
wouldn't have
that.
been there. I would have been asleep and they would have
Uh-huh.
gone away. She's not home, so I'll have to give it to someone.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. I love how the universe really does deliver what's in our best interest. And a
Yes.
lot of today's talk is just that, oh, we got a big cloud there. Just everything got dark here for a minute. Um, it, it is the so what. It is the following your higher self. I have a good friend that every day she says, I surrender the day to my higher being. That's what she calls her higher
Oh,
self.
oh yeah.
And she lives that way and she listens to those urges. And my God, she has a magical, wonderful life. And she always, she doesn't think that much about it because it's just her nature to be that way. And I'm like, you are a great teacher. You are such an example for the rest of us that want to control everything and want to, push and move. And she just surrenders her day every day.
Well, five planets in Scorpio, I can't tell you what a control freak I am.
Now
I know
this
it.
woman she's got to be a Capricorn, I think. She's a solstice baby. She's December 21st, right? Capricorn.
Oh, right. Yes. Well, Capricorn is catching it just like a Scorpio is right now. This
Okay.
is the end of the year slide. And that whole thing about New Year is baby New Year and old man time. He's going out, the baby's coming in. So it's that
Mhm.
switch of you were looking at time this way, but now you're going to look at it this way. And that has to do also, if you think about it, that's the process of coming back over and over, picking a new now,
Mhm.
because the old now's going out and the new one's coming in. And it's all about that dance of beginnings and endings. Everything, Robert Edward Grant says everything in the universe is about numbers, it's
Yeah,
cycles.
true.
Astrology tells you it's about cycles.
Mhm.
Astronomy tells you it's about cycles, and even the Bible says to everything is a season, it
True.
has its own timing.
Mhm.
And that's what we're following is the cycle of go and stop and go and stop. And you regroup each time. Each new cycle is a regrouping
Mhm.
of the now we pick.
Right. And
And I
we
trust myself picking them now.
Yeah, well, we look at cycles as being very long and big and whatever, but every cycle is really a split second. Every now in a
Mm-hmm.
second isn't now anymore. So you
No,
have the
exactly.
choice to pick I don't know how many seconds are in a day, but you have that many choices to pick your new now, to change
Mm-hmm.
the now, to listen to those urges and take the advice of the higher self, which knows far more about you and all
Yes.
the yous that you encompass, can make such better decisions than I can as a human being living in this, you know, three dimensions.
And it's not because I'm lesser, poor little me. I'm only a person, and God is so big, and it's not that. It's not the size put down, the importance put down. It's just the fact that the big me has sent the tiny little me here to focus on bringing back some information. And I'm tasked to do new research every moment. I'm picking hundreds of thousands of different nows in a split second. And
Hmm.
at first that sounded kind of strange. Oh, come on, get out of here. All those times within a second. But our awareness of the cyclic nature of everything is seen from a certain size that we are. We're not really considering the atomic realm. When you start to study atoms, they have little lives, they have cycles, they do this, that, and the other, and they accomplish a lot in a split second. Okay. We don't see that as strange. Scientists have told us how fast all that happens and how many times it's going around thousands of times, rotating, in its moment. We're doing similar things, but we're not as focused on the awareness of that. We've made the image smooth so that we can see it in a sequential way.
Hmm.
That helps our storyline, that helps us write this play, but it's not the literal truth of what we're going through. There is a bigger, and even before that, there is another bigger and another bigger until you are actually considering things on an atomic level,
Hmm. True.
you know?
Yeah.
So you don't want to give up the importance that you have in terms of how you see yourself, but you do have to be aware that there are other levels where there's a lot more knowledge as well. So I bow to that. I respect that there are entities of mine, the greater me, that know more about what I need than I do.
Hmm.
My main thing is to stay focused on letting them call the shots.
Right. And one way that I like to look at this is you just look at your own body. You have cells that do certain jobs. Just
Yes,
take breathing, for instance. We don't have to think about all the mechanics of breathing. It just happens because our lungs and the cells that have to do with breathing already know what to do. Do they
yes.
know what the heart is doing or what the brain is doing? No, because
And
it
we're
doesn't
trusting.
they just trust and the whole process is working. And we are like a cell in the body of the big oversoul.
Yes.
Um, and we're just doing our job, passing the information along, just like Mickey said, we have certain things that we agreed to and get on to it.
Yes. it's it's a lot to change. It's not a lot to do, but we're all coming from a different space. Some of us started out with more of a circumstance where we were being pulled toward awareness or pulled toward certain types of lessons. We didn't all come with the same agenda.
Right.
So we have to grow up enough and learn enough about life to even realize that we need to take a look at what we're doing.
Hmm.
Many don't. They just come here, eat 3 squares a day, and wake up the next day and do it all again. And they don't want you to talk to them about the research we're doing.
Hmm.
Now we're all doing it.
Yep.
We're all doing the research. That's why we're here.
Hmm.
But some people don't want to know that that's what they're doing. This illusion that this is all that we have to do is be here and be us and have our little families and go to the grocery store. There's a lot more.
There is, and it's all basically trust. You're
Yeah,
trusting that you know what you're to do in the universe. And those people that don't want to know, they are trusting that they're doing what they're supposed to be
right.
doing, and they are.
Are.
Exactly. Not everybody is doing what we're doing, and that's okay.
If everybody on the planet was supposed to read Seth, it would have been given to you at birth.
Yep. Yeah. And
That's not how we're doing
I
this.
will say for the first 50 years of my life, my living was just as Mickey described it. It was, eating, 3 squares a day and going to work and coming home and going to sleep and starting all over again. And
Yes.
I lived that way for 50 years. And then I came to the point where my health was in a crisis and my thinking, it was like get up, wake up. This is your new path. And I made different choices and it set me on the path that I'm on today. And I love this. And I loved my old life too. And I don't feel like I was doing anything wrong or I was doing what I had to do for that period. So I've learned that piece. Now I'm moving on to a new piece.
Guess what? If we hadn't studied what we did when we did, we wouldn't have run into each other. And that includes you.
Yeah.
Thank God you're here. But I wouldn't have met you had I done something differently than follow my urge to read Seth, follow my urge to stick with it until I could understand it, because it's
Mhm.
a lot, folks, to take in. It's so different from what we were told that
Mhm.
it's very much effort to make the changes in our beliefs that
Yes.
are necessary for us to really understand. And more to what Kate was saying, she came to it at a 50-year point in her life. I
Mhm.
came to it extremely early, like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And yet it took me until 70 to start to really understand.
I was
You know,
57 when Seth was introduced to me. 57
yeah,
years
but you
old.
see, that was when you were introduced to Seth.
Mhm.
But think about 2 years ago, we had that other aha that just about knocked me on the floor.
We did. We keep getting ahas.
That was a big change. That was a turn in the road, and it wasn't a split. It was the same path we were on. It was just that suddenly there was a key to it that rocked us in our
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
changed
It was
everything.
like kind of like being the starship, and then they did warp speed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they dropped off the previous piece that let them really take some speed, and that's what's
yeah,
happening.
it
And it
is.
hasn't slowed down at all.
Nope. And anybody that wants to open those gates, that's why we're here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, there are ways to deal with the same change we had. And it's not something we promote, etc. But anybody who wants to talk about it, I'll be glad to tell them about how we did it.
me too.
But it's up to each of you to pay attention. It's not you have to go find anything, you just have to open your heart and mind to be aware of what's already knocking on the door. It's like, for instance, you wouldn't be here if you weren't supposed to learn this and that.
True.
Okay.
Yes.
It's being presented, the opportunity is there.
Yeah. And how
Hmm.
Nikki and I, we came to know each other because of Seth. And then while we were doing that, we came to the realization one day that we had another significant teacher in together, and
Yeah.
that teacher made us closer still. And and then the teacher that you were alluding to here that put us at to warp speed, there was another teacher. And but we have been the whole idea is with the so what is we because of the so what we have been open to what's coming our way. And Mickey and I have been finding out that our path is like side by side. It's like she is so my sister.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
And
it is amazing. I mean,
even
we're from two different
privately.
generations and totally different worlds, two different continents, and
But I couldn't know you better.
yeah, yeah,
Our spirits know each other
yes,
long before we did. So this was a catch up thing, and it's very amazing.
yeah.
Very, very much amazing. It has a very beautiful, quiet caring in there that's unquestionable.
Hmm.
I would never wonder,
Yeah.
never, just
And
couldn't do it.
yeah, and if you listen to your being, you will know when that kind of person comes into your life. And
Yeah,
sometimes you have that feeling and it's a person that's coming in for a short time. And
yes,
and they're bringing things to your life that are meaningful, but then they're going to move on to somewhere else, or you're going to move on to somewhere else. And that's okay too.
I saw a meme the other day, and it said, and I think I had seen it before, but hadn't really paid much attention. But it said, it was God talking, and he said, "Those people didn't leave you." And somebody was crying, "Oh, and they left me, and oh, and God said, "They didn't leave you. I removed them because well, I'm getting ready to take you somewhere else."
Yeah.
you know. So when
Yes.
things drop away, first of all, there are no accidents, none. Take that and put it in your pipe.
Yeah.
So therefore, everything, including when you stubbed your toe, including when you broke your arm, all of it had a reason. It was leading you into a situation that was different. It might be that there was a point where your spirit needed to meet with the spirit of the person in the hospital who was treating you. Or it could have been the person who was in the bed next to you while you were being treated. But the vibes, the cycles of your life and the cycles of theirs had already agreed to intersect. And once the intersection took place and you had been made aware of the vibrations that were now available to you, doesn't mean it was to go on forever.
Hmm.
It might have just been a meeting where it was fine, you enjoyed it, each one of you processed the other one's energy, and then they went on. It doesn't mean you're going to know them after you leave the hospital. It
Hmm.
doesn't mean that when you leave the waiting room, that lovely little old lady you talked to, you may never see her again.
Right.
And you may find out, oh my God, she died the next day. Maybe she'd done what she was supposed to do once you had met.
Yep. That's true.
Nothing else to go. That's good. I crossed off that last thing. Now I can
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, we talk a lot of stuff, and you'll get used to that because this is the stuff that we're supposed to learn to process and understand so we can move on. We're stopping with the petty stuff. We're having to learn to accept life as it is and to deal with what we wrote into its script because everybody wrote it differently.
Everybody wrote it differently, but I will venture a guess that every single person is lit that is listening to this, and Audrey is on right now. So hi there, Audrey. We have all written a similar script for this time in our life. Now, our scripts may have been very, very different 10 years ago or 15 years ago, but for these 4 or so years, they're very similar in
Yeah,
the way they were written and what we were here to learn and experience.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Well, I
supporting
love it.
and we're supporting each other in this whole endeavor of all of this change that is happening.
I'm fascinated. I don't know how people can ever think life is boring. They're boring. Life is unbelievably changing every day, every minute. There's something new coming down the pike. Say
Absolutely.
humble. So that's okay. That works for me.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there has been a lot of hearts and flowers and faces. Oh, I can only see Audrey is on though, but there is
Oh,
a
all
lot of
right.
people listening, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you.
Oh, I am too.
Yeah.
I am. This makes my day. And Kate was commiserating with me for being totally without rest and blah blah blah. And she says, "Well, I'll make it short as I can." I said, "No, because when I come here, it's the regeneration that my soul needs." And I knew that the moment we began, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Now, when you finish and we close, I'm sure then we'll say good night, goodbye, and then I'll go.
There
I
you go.
was
Yeah.
like somebody pulled a pin to a balloon.
Yep,
I
yep.
don't know. But at the moment, I'm good.
You would never know that you haven't slept in 24 hours.
48.
48 hours. Oh my God. That's crazy. Hey, shout out to Penny. Penny is on too.
Hello, Penny.
I'm so glad. And Mickey, you usually go on and you listen to these later, so you can see when
Yeah,
people pop up and down and
right. I will check it out later. But
yeah. And I'm sitting here with I've got 3 screens I'm trying to look at and manage so that I can see what's happening
oh,
here.
you're another one of those three screen people.
I am, yeah, I am, yeah.
So is my daughter.
And
She's
they're
over.
like, and I just have one device, so they're like, I have them layered, so one is here, one's overlaid here, and then one's laid over here. So,
Well, I'm looking forward to doing that. I don't have the space. I'm trying to figure out where in the world I could do it, but I would love to have three screens.
yeah, my grandson's got two, and he
Hmm.
loves his. Now I just have 3 windows in one screen that I'm dealing with.
Oh, I see. Okay, I
Yeah.
do that. I do that. Yeah.
Yes, but I kind of have to see all 3 of them, different pieces at different
Yeah.
times.
I
Yeah.
have them sized in such a way that the important part of each one still shows once they overlap. I can
It,
see what I need to.
yes, but when I flip from one to the other, I keep hitting the wrong one to bring you back on. Oh
Well,
gosh.
I
Yeah.
often have the TV on and the PC, and then I have some stuff on the phone beside it. So I'm getting three, but it's not like having three PC screens where you have different programs running
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and I have to.
I can see myself moving towards that. As a matter of fact, I moved my big PC screen to the room where I have my art table. So that is sitting there now, but I just realized that computer is 10 years old. That's
Ooh,
old. Um,
Wow.
I bought that one when I opened this business, the Healing and Learning Center, where I'm living right now. I bought that 10 years ago. And
Wow.
that, yeah, yeah. And
People tell me I
now this
used to
whole
do
healing
it.
center is my home. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's nice. I love
yeah, yeah,
that. Sounds wonderful. I
yeah.
live in the center. That's
It's
great
a good
stuff.
place. I've got rainbows on me again. I don't know where they're coming from. But
Oh, that's nice.
I have a rainbow right there.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know where,
That's
I
very
don't
cute.
know.
I
I'm
decided to
looking
wear mine.
around. I don't know where they're coming from. The sun is like behind me right now. So I don't
So
know.
that's kind of how I felt when I was getting something to put on today. I wanted to wear a rainbow, you know? So, and when I realized that I had the gold, the mauve, the magenta and the red, and I thought, oh, okay. And I put aqua on the top of each lid. So I've got a little of everything.
Nice,
I
nice,
wanted
nice,
the
nice.
colors. I needed the intensity.
Hmm.
And that helped my feelings so much. It's part of why I'm so like, hey, I can do it.
Yeah,
I'm
and
good. Yeah.
people talk about color therapy, and
Mm,
there's something in my eye. Color therapy is amazing for people. Like it can totally change your whole outlook by changing the color of your outfit. um,
yes.
and being bright and cheery. And the other thing that can do that is sound therapy.
Yes.
There is nothing like, sitting around and being bored and then just put some music on, especially music from the 60s, and it changes. I can't hear it.
Can hear it.
I can't
That's
hear it.
interesting.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Yes, I could. So when you went that way, I could hear it. Nice.
I don't know. It's
Very
kind of
nice.
oh, but I
So
often it's right in front of me. I keep it right here next to the PC.
nice.
I bathe myself in the sound of it.
Hmm.
I literally feed it into my ear, and it helps a lot.
Hmm. Actually, you can put it right on those bones and the
Yeah,
vibration.
that's
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. The
This
other
is
side.
a
Yeah.
yeah. This is the 528 hertz. So
Nice.
wonderful healing
Hmm.
vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and anybody can go buy them. You can go on to Amazon and put in the hertz you want and find it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you find, or you can get a whole set like an octave.
Yep. I have
Oh.
two sets. One is the chakras and one is the musical hertz.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's very good stuff.
It is. I mean, so there's so many ways and you can use them for healing. You can use them to just change your attitude, but color, smell.
So I have this wonderful aroma candle that is lime, basil, and mandarin orange.
Ooh, that sounds
That
lovely.
combination has blown my mind. I sit here
That,
and go,
yeah,
even when it's unlit, I just love how it smells.
absolutely. Yeah.
So
I
they
mean,
came out with the oil as well. So I'll put the oil diffuser there, and then light the candle. So the room is just bathed in that lime and mandarin. Oh,
and it just feels like summertime when
it does.
yes,
It does. Yeah.
absolutely. So there's easy ways to change how you feel and follow those urges, right? Mickey is so good at it. She is just she's the queen. She follows them, she hears them, she goes with it, she trusts. And that's what so much of it is about is trust.
It is.
And it's
It,
trusting what's inside you, not what Joe Blow says out on the street. It's what is inside of you. And all of you have it.
and I'm noticing and acknowledging that what I was taught to trust last year or even last month may not have anything to do with what I'm being taught now. It changes. Well, now that I believe so and so, your beliefs are supposed to change every day. The more you learn about the ones you have, the more you can adjust them so that they serve you better. And
Yep.
that's the phrase that I love. It's my new favorite phrase. such and such a thing doesn't serve me. So I hate so and so. No, that's okay. But for me, it doesn't serve me.
Right. That's
That's all I
nice.
need to know. I don't have to explain why I don't like it
Mm-hmm.
or anything. It doesn't matter. We each have a different reason why something appeals or repels.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to justify, well, I only believe it because I don't need to tell you because this is what I believe. So what? You know? And tomorrow, it's okay if I tell you I believe something different.
Mm-hmm.
I might have taken that in my dreams last night and had that shared with me from my higher place. And so I'm different today.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's all right. And if it's not okay for you, guess what? I don't care. It's for you. It's not for me. My stuff is for
Exactly.
me. Your stuff is for you.
Yep.
And that had better be okay. People fight wars over what they don't feel it's okay for somebody else to
Right.
feel or do or say or whatever. Do your stuff. Get into yours
Mm-hmm.
and leave everybody else's stuff alone.
Exactly. Mind your own business.
Mind your own business.
Right. And treat everybody the way you want to be treated.
Yeah,
I
yeah. When
think
I say, huh?
I said that's religion in a nutshell.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was thinking about when I said to you, we were talking one day and we laugh about it now, but I get all frustrated and I said, well, in my culture, we just throw our hands up and go, oh, Jesus, take the wheel.
Absolutely.
Through trying to figure out, okay, Jesus, you take the wheel.
Yep. Yep. And A Course in Miracles, that's a big part of that course. And it's not
It is.
Jesus take the wheel, it's holy, no, it's higher,
Yeah,
Holy Spirit take the
whatever.
wheel.
Anybody who's above here, take the
Hmm.
wheel.
Right. Which, your higher self knows. So start there.
Yeah,
Or you
yeah,
can stay
I
going. You
agree.
can go for the big gusto, whatever. Higher
Well,
self, higher power. Yeah.
the main thing is I'm so glad you're here. Whoever you are,
Yeah.
however long you're here, I'm
Yeah.
so glad you did it, because I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
And together, we'll just keeping on.
We just keep doing it.
Yeah,
And we're
doing
learning
and doing it. Oh,
exponentially together.
doing it, and
Yeah,
doing it. Oh,
I
yeah,
love it. Oh,
yeah,
this is a real love fest.
it is, of course. And every day is supposed to be.
Yeah. And it
And
can
it
be.
starts when you look in the mirror.
Yeah. And what do you say when you look in the mirror? I love you.
Exactly. And that's most of the time, that's all I say.
Yep, me too.
And I learned the only difference was that a lot of the time now I include my name. I say, Mickey, I love you. Not just, oh, I
Oh,
love you,
oh no,
whoever. No,
I say Kate.
I
Yes, I
use my
do.
name. Yeah,
Kate,
yeah,
I love you. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
My newest power animal is a dragon.
Oh,
Scorpio loves dragons and stuff and whatnot. And I had never really made the connection how deeply I felt about dragons. I had always thought they were cute and this and that, but I didn't get all involved. Now it's an obsession.
oh,
So, okay, I'll work with that.
yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
it helps a lot.
yeah. And you know what? My healing animal, my Reiki animal, is a wolf, a white wolf.
Ooh, white
And
wolf. Ooh,
fierce,
I've
fierce
seen a
healer.
couple in images, and I was just blown away by the look of it.
He's a white wolf with blue
So
eyes
white.
and sits at my right leg always when I'm doing my work. So yeah,
That's nice.
yeah,
That's nice.
very powerful.
I
Love
will tell you all something that I'm not sure whether Kate minds if I share it or not. I'm going to put it out there. She could beat
it.
me
Okay,
up with when she
okay.
sees. But I'm safe for a while. But oh gosh, I'm not supposed to tell you because it just went right out of my head.
Oh, well, if it comes back to you,
That's funny. It
that
has
is
something to do with you sharing your imagery. But it's gone. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. I'm
All
safe. She
right.
won't have to come get me.
See, I wasn't worried anyway. She just doesn't want me to come get her in the winter time. She says, "Come get me
That's
in the
right. You can
spring and
come as soon
summer."
as it's warmer. You can.
That's right. And I intend to visit you this year.
Yes, I
I
look
do.
forward to that.
I do.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah.
that's going to
Yeah.
be really amazing because we could do a Zoom from here, the two of us.
We could. That would be, yeah, very
We'd
cool.
be actually side by side instead of just the images.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool stuff.
yeah.
Well, I don't know where this meditation is going to go. And my pup has been very, I think she's sleeping right now. It's very quiet. So I'm thinking this might be a good time to try. What do you guys think? Ready? Ready, ready?
I think so because your voice is so soothing when you do the meditation. So maybe she'll just drift.
Maybe. And she does usually sleep when I do them. But I will give everybody time to be on their own as well. And when I do that, I usually just click the mute button. So if she does, she won't disturb anybody.
I
So
wonder if she goes to levels and stuff in her little life. I'm sure the animals do in
I
some way.
she probably does. She
I
probably
don't know
does.
the difference, but you know.
She snores just like any partner I've ever had.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I'm ready.
All
Yes.
right. Well, let's go ahead and so I just want everybody to just relax right now. Just take a deep breath in and out. Another deep breath in and out. And know that any sounds that you hear inside the room where you're at, inside the room where I'm at, or outside are just normal sounds, and nothing is going to bother you. Nothing is going to bother you. You are just going to hear the sound of my voice, and you are going to pay attention to the urges that you have and follow those urges where they lead you. If they lead you away from my voice to something else, that's okay too. I'm simply here to guide you and to help you get to a place where you can listen, you can hear, you can see your higher self, your oversoul, your God. So let's just relax a little bit right now that we're in a space where we are feeling a little relaxed. Let's just relax a little deeper by relaxing our scalp and our facial features, our eyes and nose, cheeks. Part your teeth slightly, allowing your jaw to relax, and your neck, your shoulders. Relax your arms and your chest, your back. Just let all the energies that you don't need to just slide down your spine and right down and out your legs through the soles of your feet. Relax your belly and your hips. Relax your legs, your thighs, your calves. Relax your ankles and your feet. Now we are in a very relaxed state, releasing all tensions that we've been holding in our body. And know that every time you take a deep breath in, you are breathing in this beautiful white light that is surrounding you, protecting you. This beautiful white light is always with you. And know that on every exhale, you are releasing whatever it is that doesn't serve you, that you have been holding on to. So you breathe in the white light And you exhale what does not serve you any longer. And know that you carry this bubble of white light around you always. Now I would like for you to use your imagination as we're going to go deeper and deeper into this session. We are going to stand at the top of a staircase. And there are 10 steps, and I am going to count down from 10 to 1. And with each step that I count down, you are going to go deeper and deeper into your heart space. Ready? 10, 9, deeper and deeper. 8, 7, 6, deeper still. 5, 4, deeper and deeper. 3, 2, we're almost at the bottom now. We are almost as deep as we can get. And 1, we are in our heart space. And this is the place where all of our love, peace, compassion, joy, these all reside in our heart space. And this is the place that is most protective of all. And know that when you go down into this space, you can listen. You can hear your higher self or your oversoul, however you want to refer to it. But at this place, we have set up what this looks like. Some people have a couch or an easy chair or just a big overstuffed chair. There's always a beautiful fire burning here, keeping us warm. But I would just like for you to just sit down or lay down, relax into this space. And I want you to listen. Listen to your higher self. So what happens in the world around us? I would like for you to listen to those urges and say, you take the wheel. I'll follow your advice. So I'm just going to stay here for, maybe about 5 minutes, where you can just be in this meditation, this space on your own. I'll be back in a short time. That was wonderful listening, accepting the urges and the following of our higher self, our self that knows so much more about us. Now I would like to take these feelings that we have of accomplishment and compassion and love and peace, and I would like for us to take this in to ourselves, and then through our heart space, let this love and peace radiate through your heart and solar plexus area, just sending it out to the world. Peace and safety to all the little children that will be trick-or-treating tonight. Peace and safety to all of those that may be living in fear. Peace, safety, love to all of those that might be hungry or scared. Sending peace and love to those that you care about the most. Sending peace and love to those that you care about the least or don't even know. We are all connected in this crazy place that we live. I would like to just rest in sending love, peace, compassion, joy, happiness, all of those feelings to all of those around the world. The plants, animals, fish, birds, microbes, atoms even. Whatever comes across your thoughts, you send those thoughts peace, love, compassion. And again, I am going to rest in this for about 5 minutes, where you can just listen and send your feelings out. I'll be back in 5. Now thank your higher self for all of the urges and the thoughts. Thank your higher self for all of the things that they have given you. Such gifts as these urges are that we can follow. Yes, all right. I think that means it's time for us to say our thank yous and time to come back to this time and this place where we're together again, knowing that for this next 12 to 24 hours, set your intentions, listen to your higher self, and follow those urges every day. And don't forget to look into that mirror, into each one of your beautiful faces, and say, I love you. Now I am going to count to 3, and on the count of 3, you are going to come back to the here and now, and you are going to be wide awake, feeling wonderful all over. Are you ready? 1, 2, coming up very nicely now, and 3. Eyes wide open, feeling wide awake, better than ever. And you can stretch and take a couple of deep breaths, and you can start to come back, and we'll just pop back on. There we go. All right. Oh, she's barking. I think she said, I've had enough of this. She slept for most of it, though.
I'm subdued.
Wow. That was probably it was like, leave everybody alone. They know what to do. They know what to do.
I liked it very much.
Thank you.
You're good at what you do.
Yeah, I would like to say to everybody that, well, those that live in America anyway, that listen to your higher self on Tuesday when it's time to go out and vote. I already voted. I voted on Tuesday.
Yes.
I did early voting. I've never done that before. It was quite nice. It was a different place that I've ever voted. But vote with your heart and listen to your urges.
Mm-hmm.
But do get out and vote. It is so important.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
This has been really, really nice.
It has been, yeah. I always feel so renewed and so
Yeah,
rejuvenated when we're together. Like
I do.
the energy that comes from you and from all of our viewers, it's just tremendous. And I want to pop over there to see if there's anything I need to look at. Let's see. Oh, I think Audrey said she voted. Oh yeah, she did. I could not see without my glasses on. Audrey voted too. Hello, thank you.
How are you feeling, Audrey?
Audrey said lots of gold and light blue colors.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So gold would be your solar plexus, and light
Right.
blue would be your throat chakra, your communication.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the throat chakra is so important to Scorpio. It's our opposite. Whatever signs across from the one you're born in represents a vulnerable spot to be careful of.
Ah,
So the Scorpio, Taurus is across from us, and that's the throat.
okay.
And the moment I get upset, my voice goes. I mean, immediately becomes a whisper, like a
Interesting.
horse.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm. Audrey said, very good. Nice. Well,
Excellent.
if anybody else wants to share, feel free anytime. Uh,
Well, I was told to, instead of getting into that second stuff, that part that I mentioned about ancestral awareness, you're the change to
mhm.
your generations. It said to save that and we'll go into that more. The seeds have been planted, but it's to go more. Whatever was brought to you in the meditation is enough to process now. Whatever new awarenesses came,
Okay.
don't interfere with that. So I won't say more until next time.
All right. And everybody knows that all you have to do is do our 3 to 1 count, 333, 222, 111, and imagine yourself in your meditation room and listen.
Yeah.
And eventually, you don't even have to go through the 333, 222, 111. You just close your eyes and be
And
quiet
say, I'm there. Yeah.
and listen. Yeah. And I do like to start the day out like that. Sometimes I do it with pen and paper. I write
Right.
as I'm listening. As a matter of fact, when the first 5 minutes, I'm like, I don't have anything to write with. I have a pen here, but I have no paper. I had no paper. So I'm like, oh, I feel like writing, and I didn't have anything with me. So, have that kind of stuff by you. If you're going to do it right as soon
Yes.
as you wake up, have it on your bedside table.
And I even have it in the kitchen
Hmm.
because I'm in the midst of cooking something. And, oh, quick, I better jot that down. I'll
Yep.
look more into it later, but at least now I won't forget that I thought about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, keep a few little tablets here and there. Go to the dollar store.
Yes, exactly.
Have them around. Stop
We
at the
have our
bank,
version
right?
of
This
that.
this is a bank pen. That was a plug for Shimon Canal.
So you're the reason my banking went up. No,
No, maybe.
they had to buy more supplies.
Oh gosh, I love it. But
It's so good to be here with everybody. This
it
is
is.
wonderful.
And the good vibes that I get from all of you are just so uplifting. I couldn't be
Mhm.
happier.
Thank you, Penny, for being here.
Yeah. Yeah. Penny and Audrey, God.
I can feel them both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do suspect there's many, many more.
I was about to say,
Oh
there's
yeah.
also a very
Yeah. So,
intense young man that's there too. I
oh,
can feel
interesting.
him.
And
Mm.
I would like to shout out to my good friend Georgianne. She is traveling today to see her
Ah.
daughter in New Jersey, and she said she was going to put it on her car radio as she
Oh,
was
that's
going on.
nice.
So, yeah, I love that too. And to all of you that are listening to this in your car, don't do the meditation until you get to
Right.
a place.
Exactly.
But we're so happy that you guys enjoy doing this stuff with us because we look forward to these every 2 weeks. Yeah,
Oh, yes. This is just lovely.
it
Going to
is.
have a nice hot cup of tea in a minute, some raspberry tea
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah.
with fresh lemon and fresh pineapple.
Nice, nice. And I'm gonna go visit and see how the boys are doing in my backyard.
Well, I tell you something, when I cut the outer part of a pineapple off, instead of throwing them away
The
immediately,
the
I just
top
take a
part?
teaspoon, the sides,
Oh,
particularly
yeah.
the sides.
Mm-hmm.
I take a teaspoon, like here's the piece, and I go like that and scrape it. So I have a teaspoon of juicy fresh pulp to throw in my tea.
Oh, ooh, that sounds lovely. I never thought of doing that.
I saw a recipe recently where they took all that outer shell part, threw it in the blender, and then basted it with it on, I guess it was a roast or something. And they used it as a seasoning because you're just going to pull it off anyway. So the
Right.
fact that it was the outer side of the pineapple, but it had all the flavor.
Wow.
So I thought, oh, that's great. I won't be throwing those away immediately.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah, have to
once
try
it's
that
all
out.
cooked up or whatever you do with it,
Hmm.
you can throw it in your organic compost.
Hmm.
It's great
Good
for the ground.
tip. Good tip.
straight to the ground.
Your higher self is sending you all kinds of urges right now.
Oh yeah, they flood me with this stuff during the day, a little bit here and a little bit there, and you
Yeah.
have no idea.
Right. If we just quiet, right, just quiet your mind down for just that split second and boom, boom, boom. Look at all those notes. Oh my gosh.
Yes, those are the ones. This batch is what I have to input into the computer later tonight
Oh,
or
okay.
tomorrow. I'll be asleep tonight. But
Well, good. I hope you get good rest. I hope everybody rests. Tomorrow is the new moon, so do so set your intentions. And
yes,
I am mine, especially right now, are really centered around love, peace, compassion, right? That was the big thing in my,
yeah.
in
Well,
the
just
summertime,
realize
there was a lot of
change.
happiness and joy, but
Yes,
love, peace, compassion right now.
yes.
And we are in a
Compassion
place
towards yourself
change.
for the change. Yeah,
Well,
because Pluto keeps hammering that and hammering that.
yeah,
Transformation is
mm,
afoot, and you can see it in every country,
yeah,
okay? Everywhere. So, of course, it's in us as well.
right. Yes.
But the change is afoot. Trust me, it's everywhere.
But between all of us, there's enough love to go around.
Oh, yeah, these would be great changes.
Yeah,
And we are all interacting with each other. We're sending love. I'm
always.
constantly doing that. I
Yeah.
see a name where someone clicked like on the web page, or whatever. And immediately when I see that name, the list of who clicked like, and I send every one of them something.
Mm. Aw, Penny, we so enjoy you being here too. She said, enjoy this
Yeah.
time with you all.
Oh, I love it. I just love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Yes.
So everybody just enjoy the season. In the Northeast right now, it's 74, 75 degrees on Halloween night. Like that's crazy.
Mm-mm.
But it's
Mm-hmm.
a beautiful sunny day, and whatever your weather is, wherever you are, there is always sun shining above whatever you're seeing.
Yes. For all of our souls, our higher selves, have all embraced each other.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. We are definitely a soul family. Yeah.
yes, we are.
Without a doubt.
Yes, yes. I can
Without
feel it. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yep,
love
without
it.
a doubt. Me too. Well, I'm going to say bye-bye. And Mickey, you enjoy your evening
I
and you
will.
get some
You'll
wonderful
all be in my
rest.
dreams.
Aw.
I'm going to bed.
Bye, everybody. Love you all.
Goodbye, love. Goodbye.